Hello, welcome to another Leicester retro video, this time with Jenny Eclair. If you are enjoying this series, we'll be doing some more in June and July. Hopefully we'll get to film those as well, but that will come at another time. But we're also trying to do some As It Occurs to Me from September, monthly, filmed, quite different than before, but we need to raise quite a lot of money. We're about halfway through the Kickstarter, we're not quite halfway to the total, which is slightly scary. Go to gofasterstripe.com/Kickstarter and you can see all the rewards. We're adding loads of new stuff today. So if you've been before and didn't like what you saw, or you haven't yet pledged, go and have a look. There's some cheaper things and there's some quite expensive things. Like 6 of you will get a chance to, like a Willy Wonka golden ticket, to come and see us rehearse and film one of the studio days, and I'll show you backstage at the Leicester Square Theatre and all sorts of exciting stuff. So anyway, go to gofasterstripe.com/Kickstarter if you want to take part in that. And also, as well as that, I am shortly filming my DVD for Happy Now on the 12th of April in Cardiff. We had to move venues because the Bloomsbury is closed down, and it's quite exciting to be in Cardiff because that's where Go Faster Stripe, who film all my stuff, is based, and they've gone from a tiny little company to a large company, but this will be a very exciting day for them. So if you live in South Wales and you haven't yet seen Happy Now and you want to be part of the DVD experience, we're trying to get as many people into the massive St David's Hall as possible. We're never going to fill it, but the more people who are there, the less embarrassing it will be. So go to richchanning.com/gigs and look for the 12th of April where I'm in Cardiff, and please buy tickets. Please tell your friends if you're in Cardiff, and if you're very poor and live in Cardiff and would like to come and can't afford tickets, drop me an email because I've got a few tickets that I can give out to people who can't afford to pay. But don't steal those off people if you can afford to pay. Thanks very much. Thanks for listening, and hope you will enjoy this week's Retro Leicester. Goodbye.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Leicester Square Theatre. Please welcome a man who, when he's orgasming when having sex with a fan, shouts "moon on a stick." Will you please welcome Richard Herring?
It's not even working. I've got it wrong again. It's not working. Oh well, never mind. I don't think that's going to work. Hello! I've got to talk into the microphone.
Hello! I've forgotten everything. I'm Richard Herring. Welcome to Richard Herring's Leicester Square Theatre podcast, or as all the cool kids call it, Leicester. Hey, yeah. Oh, you're much better than last week's audience. Never get tired. I literally never get tired of that. So I'm gonna let's have a little chat. There's some people have turned up over here. They weren't here last week. I don't think I've done something to this. Oh, Chris is gone, so it's no good. Because it's good to be able to see you, but I've fucked this up. This is making it no. Stand by. No. I think I just fuck it. It's broken. I'll just talk to you. What's your name? Harry. Carrie, that makes more sense. What do you do for a living? I'm a teacher. Oh, you're a teacher. What do you teach? In English. Have you ever had sex with any of your pupils? It's what everyone was thinking. I just thought I'd address the elephant in the room. No. How old are the pupils that you teach?
They're between
14 and 18. There'd be nothing wrong with that. That would be. What? What's your name? Ellie. What do you do, Ellie? You work for the Citizens Advice Bureau. I'm a citizen. What advice can you give me? Do you actually have a bureau there? Because why is it called a bureau? It's an office, yeah, but like a bureau. My dad had a bureau. Kept all his envelopes in it. What's the most stupid thing you've been asked apart from what I've just said to you? You don't give advice. That's fucking brilliant. That is. I work for the Citizens Advice Bureau and I don't give advice. They come and I need some advice. No, come to the wrong place. That does not happen. What do you do for the Citizen Advice Bureau? You're a project coordinator of a big lottery project. Do you just steal money from the Citizen Advice Bureau and put it on lottery tickets? Is that what happens? And hope you win? You should do that. That would be good. How do you know Carrie? You're a friend. You're a friend of a friend. Eh? Is this a little date we've got going on here? Is that what's happening? It's all right. It's the 21st century. It's allowed now. She was the bridesmaid at your wedding. Yeah. And how's it going with your husband? 10 years. It's still going. Where is he? There's an empty seat here next to you. I was where'd you go? He died yesterday. And we thought we'd come out to cheer ourselves up. Thanks for bringing it up. I'm delighted your husband's still there. That's very good. Well done, Karen. A lot of people don't understand that. Do you like my T-shirt? It's different than last week's T-shirt. Have you ever seen a Bigfoot, Carrie? No, okay. It's a good question, isn't it? And who are these two fellas here? They're kind of hoping. They've sat there thinking, a couple of young ladies. I don't usually meet them in my day-to-day IT job. What do you do? You work in IT? Well, you work in a shop? But you're not allowed to sell anything, I expect, when you get people come in. Can I buy something? No, I don't. I don't do that. Which shop do you work in?
I work in a shop selling art and craft supplies.
You work in a shop selling art and craft supplies? Ooh. Yeah, no, I know what arts and craft supplies are. Paints and stuff. Yeah, we know that. What about your friend? He's got like a lemon on his T-shirt with an orbit going around it with a supermarket trolley on it. Is that what the young people are into these days? Is that what's that? What's your T-shirt about? Because mine is very clear. You know, that asks a question, and and if you bought this from richardherring.cottoncart.com, that is an icebreaker, isn't it? You go to a party, have you ever seen a Bigfoot? People go, no. The ice is broken with you. They're just confused by the lemon orbits and the supermarket trolley going around it. What is that about? It's a U2 T-shirt. That is even fucking more embarrassing. What is that? Supermarket Lemon? Was that the album? Supermarket Lemon, Orbit in Space. That is what's going on. You like U2? Yeah, they're all right. You must quite like them to wear their T-shirts. You can't wear their T-shirt and then go... Although actually my mother-in-law bought me a Walking Dead sweatshirt for Christmas because I'm doing a show called We're All Gonna Die. You've seen it. And she just thought that was apt, not knowing that's a TV show. So if I go out wearing my sweatshirt, people go, oh, do you like The Walking Dead? No, I've never seen it. Why are you wearing the sweatshirt of that? That is insane. So, it's good. She's made me look nuts. But I just go out wearing my own branded clothes now. That's what I'm going to do for the rest of the time. And how are the butlers? I should say hello to the butlers. How are you doing? You still butling? Still in the same place? Yeah? Are we there? Yeah, old, yeah. Yeah, she's fine. She's fine. Good, it's good to know. Anything exciting happened in the last few months since you've come to the Leicester Square Theatre podcast? Have you seen a Bigfoot? No, see, the ice is broke. See, look at that. The ice is broken. Nothing happened? Nothing good happened? No. I still know. Any good nuclear fission been going on? Fusion? No. Any advances in energy that will save the planet? I understand the planet's fucked.
Look at rain power, maybe.
We're getting rain power? Well, we're going to be very rich in this country if that comes off, isn't it? About some wind power. That'll be good. Oh, you got that already. So, will you please welcome my guest today? She is probably best known from appearing in the film The House with Cleopatra and Friends. I believe starred the pop group Cleopatra. Do you remember them? Cleopatra coming at you and then going away. Will you please welcome Jenny Eclair? Hello, how you doing? Sit down, pick up the mic. Speak speak into the
I
microphone.
I remember doing Cleopatra coming at you. I tell you who came at me. Shane Ritchie.
Oh, did he?
Yes, he was in it, and I had to French kiss him.
Wow.
Yes.
Was it in the script or just you were overwhelmed with desire and seeing him?
It was in the script. Okay. I don't know why, but I do remember him looming down and yes.
French kiss.
In the
script said French. Even though we're not able to see inside your mouths, you must put your tongue in.
I think he took advantage of me. I'm really, really disturbed by your shoes, Richard. I don't know where. There's something of the fat pimp about what you're wearing. It's the jeans. You can't wear stonewashed denim and then sort of slightly pointed black leather action. Oh!
I can do whatever I like. And little purple socks I've got on.
It's really disturbing.
I ran in today, so I was wearing my running shoes and they got dirty, so I brought these anyway just in case I didn't want to come in my running shoes onto stage, so I put some nice shoes on. These are smart shoes. My mum would be very happy. They're from Oliver Sweeney. No, not Oliver Sweeney. They're from
real.
Jeffrey someone.
They look like you've been selling Polish girls somewhere. It's horrible. I didn't run. I've been here all bloody day in the West End.
Have you?
I'm exhausted. I'm so sorry I'm not Steve Coogan. He thought that he might be able to get Steve Coogan because Steve Coogan was going to be in town because of the BAFTAs. Don't bother. He's not here, love. He's not.
None of them know
I'm
that.
I'm not suddenly going to say, well, surprise, surprise. I was at drama school with Steve Coogan.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, but I'd left by the time he arrived because I'm a sight holder. Anyway, yes, I've been in the West End all day.
You went to see Gravity, which I understand you enjoyed.
Well, before Gravity, I went to see my gynaecologist.
Did you?
Yes. I decided to go and see... I decided to pay to see a proper gynaecologist. Because some of them are real, you know.
What gynaecologist to do it for nothing?
Sometimes
I'll have a look.
you just bend over and someone gives you a check out. You don't want that. You don't want that.
I've got one of those things. They say speculum. Is that what it's called? I'll have a look.
Yeah, I've got a filthy speculum. You've got no pants on, bent over. Anyway, I paid to see a woman who knew about hormones because I'd gone to see my doctor about my periods. I'm so sorry, but I have to tell you. And I talked to her, a she woman. I talked to this woman about my periods for 10 minutes. I was banging on about them. And after that, I thought she was listening. I'd gone into quite graphic detail about my periods. And she said, after 10 minutes, have you had a hysterectomy? And I thought, I cannot trust this woman with my vagina. I really can't. So I went and saw someone that I paid to tell me that I'm fine.
Okay, good.
And then so you're in town, aren't you? And you think, well, I could get a bus back to Camberwell. And then I'd have to get a bus back. And I thought, well, I'll hang out in the West End. Well,
were your pants back on by this stage when you say hang out?
She didn't want to examine me.
Didn't she? I wonder why.
I hope she was going. Anyway, so I hung out in town. Oh, it's awful. Are any of you on half term? Are any of you young people on half term?
Yeah, well, you might be on half term. You're teachers.
They're
butlers, don't they?
You're allowed
like a child.
Have fun. You're teachers, you deserve fun. But all those other cunts on the street. The kids, aren't they awful? I do have so much respect for you. So I was getting weepy in Selfridges, and I thought, well, I'll go and see Gravity. Have you heard of this film?
I have heard of it.
It's awful.
It won a lot of BAFTAs.
Well, so people tell me. I did an hour, and I left on the line. I left on the line where Sandra Bullock, of whom I am a fan, she goes, no one taught me to pray. I thought, I'm getting my fucking coat, I tell you. And I thought, I cannot stay now. I thought it was a dreadful, dreadful piece of entertainment. Very good special effects if you're into that kind of thing.
Adam Buxton, who was on last week, was telling me in the dressing room that he enjoyed it, yes.
Did he?
Yes.
Oh, good for Adam. I went to Wagamama.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
And I bumped into Gabby Roslin.
Did you?
I won. I won the day.
I did a charity event with Gabby Roslin at the Victoria and Albert Museum last year.
Really?
Yeah, we hosted a thing for the Missing People charity.
Ah.
Yeah, we were very nice. Neither of us took any payment. Both of us are born on July the 12th.
Oh, anything else you want to tell us about that?
No, just I thought it was quite impressive. She was quite freaked out, I knew. But I'd...
Doing your research.
Yeah, but you know,
Stalking.
because it was for a long time, my only ambition was to be in the Guardian birthdays.
Yes, have you done that? Have you managed
I've
that?
finally done it. The last
Yeah.
couple of years I've been in, but it took until
Do you
the
feel really
last 2
anxious
years.
on your birthday? I bet this year when
No,
it's your
I mean, I
birthday...
don't mind.
No, you'll be really anxious. I know you.
That I slip
Yeah,
out again.
Yeah.
Gabby Roslin's there, Bill Cosby, Julius Caesar's always in there. July the 12th. If you want to buy me a present. Just to let you know. She's very nice, Gabby.
Yes,
we
she
had
looked well. She looked well. She looked like she was on HRT as well.
Did she?
Yeah. Good skin, good hair. I tell you, I don't know why balding men don't take it. It's turning me into...
Because they'd grow breasts, I think, is the...
It's not made
No.
any difference to my breast, but my hair and my nails, I'm turning into a
Yeah.
wolf. Genuinely. I've always had very poor hair. I now have quite thick. Well, it's not great, but it's not as bad as it used to be. But yes, it's very good
Does
for
it
that.
have any effect on your ability to
On my libido?
screen what you're saying to strangers?
No.
Does it sort of open you up so that everything has to be told to
I'm
everyone?
sorry.
No, it's okay.
God, I'm
It's-
so sorry.
That is what we want on
I'm
this.
overcompensating because I'm not Steve Coogan. I'm just so sorry.
Nobody knew that Steve Coogan was on the table. I just said there might be a bit, and we got Adam Buxton, and people would have thought that was it. Not Jenny Eclair, no way, but they might have thought. Each week I'm looking at Dirty Britcom Confessions, the website where
I've never
comedy
heard
fans...
of this. Am I in it?
No.
Right. I am in the Guardian birthdays and the Sun birthdays, but I'm
can't-
not in this.
I
What's it
can't
called?
believe you're not in there. Everybody is in there. Stuffer is in there.
Stu for the cat.
Stuffer the cat.
Harry
Someone has a-
Hill's cat.
Someone has a sexual fantasy over that. I think you're very sexy. I'm going to go and put some in there.
I don't want yours.
I'm going to.
I really no.
I've got some good ones. I've shared flats with you. I know all about you.
Do you
I'm
have them? Do
There are.
people-
I've got about 3 or 4 on there. Yeah, but again, they're main. I think having been in a double act, especially with quite an attractive guy. So that's. I'm talking from Stu's perspective here. That therefore people, just dirty people, like the idea of sleeping with a double act, as Adam and Joe proved last week. So most of mine are
Right.
are
I
either
need to
Lee
get
and Herring or
myself a
Collins.
double act partner, don't I?
Yeah, get a double act partner.
Okay, and then I'll be in it. All right. Okay, I'll work on that.
Yeah, that's I was disappointed. So I think
I'm
I think people
devastated.
at home should go
Yeah.
and add that in. Because Stufer,
What was the
Stuffer
sexual
is-
fantasy about Stufer?
I can't remember. I should think it's about.
Let's be
something.
wanking with a glove
Yeah,
puppet,
probably
won't
is.
it?
It
That
will be
sort of
something.
thing. I used to have a line about that, actually, sort of about, funny men, how I don't find funny men attractive. Sorry, Rich. But
It'd been better to say, I find you very attractive. That would have been by far the better.
And I used to have a line saying, if I want to laugh and come at the same time, I'll toss myself off with a glove puppet. Oh, my mother would be so proud of me. Thank goodness she has no idea about how to do the podcasting.
No. I'm going to email her. I should
But
probably-
email her, that's useless.
Yeah,
She
she
wouldn't.
not-
She hasn't got an email.
I'm going to go round to her house and shout about
A
your
whisper
periods.
through the door. Yeah.
Your daughter's been talking about her periods again.
Yes.
Well, the first thing you did, according to IMDb, which is one of my main go-to places, I don't think I mentioned this, we did talk at the Edinburgh Fringe podcast, you played a room service waitress in Auf Wiedersehen Pet
Yes.
in the 1980s.
Yes, weil ich kann gut durchsprechen, weil ich wohnte in Deutschland seit von 4 Jahren. There'll be some filthy stuff about me now, won't there, on that website. Did you hear that, German?
That's very good.
Yeah, that's the only line I used to live in Germany.
All right.
And Kuala Lumpur and various other places, because I'm quite exotic and fascinating. And when I left drama school, I auditioned for some things, and that was one. Auf Wiedersehen Pet was one of the things. And I do remember going to a party. Do you remember the boy that died?
I do.
Gary. he
Gary
was called.
Holton or something, yeah.
I'd never seen a line of Coke as long. And I've seen some lines of Coke in my time. And this one, he chopped it up on a fridge freezer. You know those long ones? Those really long ones.
The flat ones that you open up like that,
that open up like a coffin.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, absolutely, yes. Yeah. And I watched him snort this line, and it went on and on and on and on until I was bored of watching. And I really wasn't surprised.
And did he take the whole thing?
He took the whole thing. There was nothing left. I had to have fish fingers out of the freezer. Chop them up. Oh, those were the days. Long time ago. Long time ago.
Did he sing the nerd mind? Did he sing the theme tune to Murphy's Mob as well? Was that him? I think he was in a band. I'm not sure he did do that. I think in my mind, I've got a connection
There were two
with.
Gary
No one
Oldmans, weren't
remembers
there?
him.
No.
I was hoping when I was on Pointless that would come up.
You've reached a level of nerd that no one even in this room can achieve.
Yeah.
That's quite something.
It is.
How did you do on Pointless?
I can't talk about it yet because it hasn't been on TV, and I'm too bereft. I've managed to forget about it.
I've done it twice.
Have you?
Yeah, once really, but me and Linda Robson did it, and our first question, I didn't understand the rules as well. It doesn't make sense.
Nobody understood. Nobody else had ever seen the programme I was on with, and nobody understood the rules at all. I'm
must have been
I'm
beside
obsessed
yourself.
with the programme.
Yeah.
I love it.
Were you really trying to explain the rules to everybody?
Yeah, when I was trying to help, and they go, ooh, I was going, no, it doesn't help because if the wrong question comes up first, you're out after one question, aren't you?
Yeah, Linda and I were out on a rugby question.
All right.
Like we could cared less, went off to the bar and had a chat.
Yes.
Much better. And then I was on it with, I think, Michael Burke, somebody like
Really?
that. Yes. Beauty in the Brains, I think they called us. And we won.
He's not that good looking.
I gave you that. I gave him.
You won the whole
Yes,
thing, and
won
did you
that.
win? Did you get the Pointless?
No, we didn't get to
that?
Pointless, but we got, very much down to the...
Yeah, but you got to win. You can't just win.
All
You got a trophy.
right.
You got to win the money for the charity as well.
They gave us
Maybe
some.
I did it. Maybe I didn't. Who's to say? Wait till you see. I'm hoping I can get Richard Osman and maybe Xander as well as guests because I love that programme. It's a brilliant programme.
Yes, it's good. But again, you've touched on one of my beefs, haven't you?
Have I?
Yes, we'll probably talk about it later.
That's what your gynecologist did today as well. We can talk about it now. Well, because you've been in fact, today you're in the news saying that you're fed up, and this isn't any reflection on Alexander Armstrong, knackered old male comics should be replaced by a tidal wave of new female talent. So you're saying
I didn't say that.
Well, that's what it says in the Daily Mail or wherever it was.
Well, what I actually said was, I am ridiculous sometimes. I don't listen to what I'm saying. Then I hear something later that apparently I've said, and I'm like, you silly bitch. No, what I actually said was that I was quite jealous of afternoon TV show hosts because, I did say there are a lot of knackered old male stand-ups whose knees have gone, who can barely stand to do the old stand-up anymore. So they get those really cushy afternoon quiz show jobs. And there's quite a few of them doing it. And us girls just don't get it. And I'm of an age now where a nice afternoon show with a bit of a sit-down between questions would be absolutely ideal. So that got misinterpreted and then twisted and all this kind of thing. And apparently, in the same article, I slagged off Rob Brydon, which I didn't. Right. And everyone got all het up, but not many people.
I think it's quite hard work, Pointless. They do about 4 in a day.
Yeah, they get quite well paid for their 4 in a day.
I'm sure they do,
I think I could manage it. I think that most of us with an auto cue... Oh, no, actually, he knows everything, doesn't he, the tall
Richard,
lad?
yeah, Richard is his mate. Though he does have a computer there that I suspect helps him out a little bit.
An earpiece, because that red-haired woman, the one that did the one where... The horrible one where you go and you go...
Anne Robinson.
Yes.
Yeah, from the TV show You Go. That's what You Go... You go. I'd watch that. Why didn't you do that?
You go. Just
Get
go.
20 people in the room. You go. You've won. Well done. There we go.
No questions.
Come back next week for another...
Let's do one where there's no questions. There's people in a ring round you, and I'm standing in the middle going, your face, go. Just go. Yeah, that would be good. Yeah. I like you stay. Yeah, you can do another round. No, you out. That would be good.
Isn't it Take Me Out? That's basically Take Me Out.
That I can't take my eyes off that. But the red-haired woman that did that show.
Yes.
You go.
You go.
she got all her insults through an earpiece.
Did she?
Yeah, she didn't even think of them herself.
Do they think the insults were directed at her and then she just sent them to other people?
But I
You're a
just thought,
fucking bitch. You're a fucking bitch.
I just thought, you know, all those snidey comments. Somebody else. There were sort of young people in a box going, she can say this, and then she did, and you just think, well, how unattractive that is.
Well, you could tell because with any one challenge, which rarely they did, but Dave Gorman, I think I remember, kind of coming back and, you know, and saying
Did he
stuff to her.
challenge her?
Yeah, and she couldn't really deal with it because there was,
Yes, that's right.
there's no, the people in her ear aren't sharp enough to deal with it, and she's not. They need, you know, it's a good job for a comedian, that job.
Yeah.
That would be perfect. You would be perfect on that.
No, not really. I know the language.
they can just edit that out.
Yeah.
You stupid cunt.
Yeah.
They don't know every.
Yeah. Anyway,
You are
there
the
we go.
stupidest cunt. Goodbye.
I'm pitching that. I'm pitching it. You are the stupidest cunt. Fuck off. To give it its proper title.
We can do it. We can do it online. We can make it with my vast sprawling empire.
Sometimes I have really good ideas for TV shows, and I forget to tell anybody until the BBC have had the same idea.
Yeah.
And I'm very intrigued by where's the man that works for a craft shop, arts and crafts.
It's over there, isn't there?
What a great job. Is it the paint one on the corner by Leicester Square?
No, it's in Wolverhampton.
It's in Wolverhampton.
I'm not interested anymore. I'm really sorry. No, but I love the idea of working in an arts and craft shop. I would steal so much of the merchandise. I love a bit of art and craft. I seriously do. What I wanted to do, the TV programme that was in my head was Celebrity Art Club.
Right.
Because I've just had to do Splash.
Yes.
I had to do it because...
You had to do it.
Because I wanted some money.
Okay.
And I'm a whore for the light entertainment. A whore for it. I'll do voiceovers, adverts. I'll do anything, me. But I did Splash.
You're on this.
I did. So I did Splash, and it was quite painful. And,
Was it?
Yes, and I have an injury. I have a diving injury now, which has affected my panto arm. Yeah, actually, and you've got to, because I might sue. I'm trying to work out how many good panto years I've got left in me, and I reckon about 10 before I really lose. What happens when you do panto? You have to have full use of the panto arm. You look at me really blankly. Your audience never go to panto.
They
Rich.
don't know. They just come here.
So the panto arm has to be able to draw a sword. It has to be able to do that gesture, right, like that, or point upstage like that, maybe with a cloak on. That's panto arm. The diving has restricted my panto arm.
Could you not use the other arm?
No, because then you're doing that across your face. You have to...
Well, just make the other people come on from the other side.
You can't, because in panto, Rich, good people come in on
right.
from stage right, baddies come on from stage left. It's a tradition. Don't fuck with the tradition! Anyway, so there's that.
So how did you injure yourself? Just hitting the water?
Diving is... Water's really hard.
Yeah.
And I...
Was it a non-heated pool and it had frozen over? Did you get confused with the ice one, the ice dancing one?
I'm disappointed about you and your physics. You should know that when you dive from a high board, 5 metres, love, and you have to break the water. You actually have to break the water with your hands have to be in a certain position. Hold on. Oh, God, I don't know why we're not mic'd up properly. You've got to go like that, right? That's what you've got to do to break. You've got to break the water with your hands like that together. If you don't do that, you break the water with your thighs, which is what I did. I was so badly bruised, I looked like I'd been through a car windscreen. It was great.
So
that was that.
You didn't win Splash, though.
Well, you didn't win.
We don't know yet what happened on Pointless. I'm not saying you didn't win. No. I thought you'd be much better at diving than that. I'd assume be better at diving than a tiny child who looks like Sideshow Bob.
I dived well. it's like what?
Sideshow Bob from The Simpsons, he looks like that little boy.
He's a tiny creature.
He is.
There's not many people who couldn't beat him in a fight. But he can dive.
Yeah.
You know. So anyway, that's that. What else was I talking about? So I was doing that and I got traumatised by the diving because I frightened myself when I realised quite how you could injure yourself, the panto arm, etc. And I thought, wouldn't it be nice to do celebrity art club where everyone sat around drawing and knitting and doing some things with clay and collage and all this sort of... Anyway, the BBC are doing it.
Are they?
Not with me.
I thought you were going to say celebrity shoplifting club because you were talking about nicking art supplies.
Yeah.
Why not try that?
I could do...
You could send a load of celebrities out to shops to steal
and see
stuff.
who gets the best stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like that.
That'd be good.
Yeah, we should do that.
Yeah. I know someone who'd be good on it, but
Who?
I'm not
Who
going
can
to say
I tell?
because it'll be
Do you nick
against the
stuff?
law.
Do you
I actually do. I still do a little
Do
bit.
you
I
still?
used to shoplift quite a lot in my 20s when I was a bit depressed.
Yes.
For the thrill.
So I was too depressed to get my wallet out.
for the-
Too depressed.
Well, A, I didn't have any money, and B, it was the
Yeah.
thrill of it, though, because I generally only stole stuff I hardly ever... I stole really odd stuff. Occasionally I stole kind of stationery supplies that I did need.
Yeah.
But I would steal things I didn't really need just for the thrill of running away. It was quite good fun.
Did you
If
run
wanna try
away?
it.
Did you do
No,
the sprint?
what I did was, and this is a very good tip for anyone who wants to shoplift, is I would just walk out with the thing in my hand that I wanted to take.
Yeah.
Because then I figured, might not be legally, there might be some policemen in the audience, that if you go, oh, sorry, I didn't realise I was doing, if you've hidden it, I think you're in trouble. But if you walk it out within your hand, I stole every single Tintin book in two goes.
Good.
But that's quite good. I quite like those.
You must have looked like you were shifting stock.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah, like
I
you
think
worked
if you're just walking out with loads of stuff, they're going to go, oh, there must be a reason for that guy doing. But now I do still shoplift. I mean, this is probably...
Don't tell anybody.
As a criminal, this is a bad thing to do.
Yeah.
Because people will be watching out for me now. But if I'm like in a motorway service station and I feel the prices are ridiculous,
Yes.
I will sometimes make the price closer to what I think it should be. Because I figure, they're stealing from me. And also, once I was in a newsagent, they were it was in W. Smith or something like that. And the queue was
And
so
they're being
long.
slow. That's too slow to get
they're
money.
too slow. And I thought,
Yeah.
I've got to go somewhere. I need this, I'm taking it.
Yeah.
And if you stop me, I'll go, well, that's fine. I'll tell everyone that I waited for 15 minutes to buy it. And you didn't serve me. So, you can
That'll
decide
stand
whether-
up in court.
Yeah.
You're only a 45-year-old man.
46. But, it's better than what all the other celebrities are up to, isn't it? So it's not... Hey! But I do okay, but it's very wrong. You shouldn't do it because ultimately it's the consumer that suffers.
Well, not really, if it's you.
No, but it's not me. And stealing is wrong and bad, especially from me. So let's have a look. I'll ask you an emergency question because you haven't had hardly any of these. You did have some emergency questions. If you had to choose between a tit that dispensed talcum powder, you may have heard this question.
A tit?
A tit.
A tit?
Like a breast.
Yes.
Like one of your breasts would
Yes.
dispense talcum powder.
Oh, I like that idea.
Well, yeah, it's good, but wait.
The non-chafing tit.
Yeah, well, and also then you could use it for, whatever you wanted. As much talcum powder as you
Really?
could reasonably use.
Fountain of talc.
Yeah.
Great.
You just go
Yeah,
like that.
lovely.
Or a finger that could travel through time.
I'll
Yeah.
take talcum tit.
Really? Wow, straight in.
Total
I don't
talcum
think you've thought
tit.
about this enough.
I don't need to think about it. I don't want the travelling finger.
Yeah.
No, talcum tit. I travel a lot on Virgin trains that stink. Talcum tit would be so useful. Oh, it's the best invention ever.
Yeah.
Was that what? Your other guest, Adam, when you had
Yes.
Adam Buxton
Last
on,
week, yeah.
Last week. And
I'm surprised that's not out yet. I'm surprised you know about it.
But he was talking about the puffball.
He was, yeah.
And you didn't know what one
I
was.
didn't, well, no, I didn't.
But
that's
you're a
what-
country boy.
That's why I like this, because you learn.
Yeah,
wasn't-
but I've seen them.
I was kept on a very tight rein as a child by my mother. She wouldn't
Well,
let me
only
out.
because you steal things from shops.
I was very good when I was a kid. In fact, my dad keeps on going on about this story where when I was so principled and good at school, I never did anything wrong. I was quite bad, but I was cheeky, but I would never have stolen. And there was one time I was in the sixth form canteen, And I noticed that the woman wasn't paying attention. There were like Twixes on the counter. And so to show her, to demonstrate that she wasn't paying attention...
To demonstrate,
I took a Twix and I hid it behind my back. And then when I got to the counter, I was going to go, I could have stolen that, and then I was going to pay for it, just to show her.
That's a great
But then
excuse.
one of the other dinner ladies came up to me and got me and was really furious and was going to dob me in. And she still goes on about it now, apparently. How convinced she is that I would steal stuff. But I wouldn't have stolen the stuff then.
And they'd claim anything for a bit of fame, wouldn't they?
They come back.
And was
Prove
your
it.
father said what? He thought you were a principal boy.
My dad still goes on and on about it, and he's convinced that I was trying to steal the Twix.
I'm on your dad's
I
side.
wasn't though. I was being like the Dukes of Hazzard. I was trying to show the authorities. No, I wasn't being like the Dukes of Hazzard. They would have stolen the Twix, probably. None of you remember anything about that. Why have you forgotten the 1970s? That was okay. So definitely no time travelling finger. That's interesting. No.
How many of these have you done?
This is about 35, I think. 36.
But talcum of tit questions.
Oh no, I've done it. I haven't done that. That's quite a new question. There isn't even a T-shirt for that. That's how new. That's how new that is.
I think the T-shirt should have a hole in it, and the tit should come out.
Yeah.
And then the T-shirt would be called talcum of tit of talcum.
Yeah.
Or talcum tit.
Talcum
doesn't
tit,
really matter.
talcum.
And then your tit would be hanging out of it, and people would maybe think it was a magic tit.
I'll give that a go. I see if that sells. As well as have you ever seen a Bigfoot?
No.
Good question. It's quite a good question. What is the chemical composition of a carrot?
The chemical composition.
Yeah. How many chemicals are there in a carrot?
Well, there's a lot of water. It'd be something like 98% water.
Yeah.
And then there'll be some. Are you talking vitamins? Do we have to?
No, it's the chemicals that are in it. There's loads of different ones.
Is it CR12?
I don't know. You could just say anything. I don't know.
I
have no
I
idea.
don't know that.
If you were going to go on Dragon's Den, what would you pitch on Dragon's Den? Have you got an invention you would like to pitch to Dragon's Den?
I should have thought about this, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
Because
I don't know how you would have been able to. That's the first time I've asked it.
I did once have an idea, and I can't remember what it is, which is a shame.
I have them all the time, and then I keep forgetting them. I was trying to think what mine were, but I can't remember what they are.
I think that question is too hard to spring on people. Because if you really had a good idea, you'd take it to Dragon's Den, not give it away on this stupid podcast for all your nerdy mates to listen in and think, oh, well, I'll take that to Dragon's Den.
I could fund it with my badge millions. I sold
four
badges.
I'm going to take talcum tit in.
Okay, you can do.
Yeah.
You're welcome. You're welcome to it. I think if anything, that's Shappy Corsandi's idea. That's where that. Would you rather be a cow or a badger, and why?
Cow or badger?
Yeah. Don't know if I asked you that in Edinburgh.
I think. I've never seen. Cows make good rugs. I have a cowhide at home, nice big cowhide, and I don't think badgers only make toothbrushes, don't they? Shaving brushes.
Shaving brushes, yeah, they make them.
Yes, I remember when I had a brace, and part of the sort of getting over having a brace was being bought a badger bristle toothbrush.
Oh, right, okay.
It was in the 70s.
Is it, what, the 1870s?
Yes, that's right.
Badger bristle toothbrush?
You were taken on a badger hunt, and you had to catch your own badger and forge your own brush. No, I don't know the answer to that one either. Which would I rather... So what... Badgers, people are killing them, aren't they?
They are, yeah.
I'd rather be a cow.
Yeah, people are killing them as well.
Yeah, but...
You'd rather be eaten after you've been killed.
I've never seen a live badger. All you ever see them squashed on the road all the time, don't you? I don't think there's ever such a thing as a live badger.
You don't think there are any live ones?
No.
You think someone comes up at night, just put dead badgers on the road?
Yeah.
To make us think there are badgers. And it's a bloke just spreading TB himself and then blaming the badgers. That would be good. You're doing Grumpy Old Women, number 3.
Stage 3,
Number 3.
Yeah, these are...
There can't be that much you're grumpy about that you can do 3 shows of it.
Well, do you know what? We've already sold this one to New Zealand, so fuck you, Richard Herring. No, they are odd. They're funny. Well, you worked on the first one, and then you got too much money for it, so we didn't use you again. And
Not my fault.
no, you have a very good agent,
do.
but he's my agent as well, and I got the bum part of the deal. But anyway, we're over that now. We're not having a Stephen Marchant moment. How ugly did it get?
It was just a bit tense.
Was it?
Yeah.
Brilliant. I love it when things go wrong. So yeah, the Grumpy Show is a new one, and they are odd. I don't suppose anybody here has ever seen one. Why would you?
It's very, very fun. They are good, but it is like an audience of 98% women and the script editor. Sitting in the back, kind of terrified, because there is this... I came to see it in Cheltenham, I think.
Yeah, which is kind of one of the bases. It's a bit like army bases. You have sort of spiritual homes of grumpy old women. Yeah. And actually, anywhere that's got a Scottish woolen mill shop, anywhere you can buy a kilt locally, you know that you've got a lot of grumpy old women. And they frightened you, didn't they?
Yeah, it was just the sound. The sound of lots of middle-aged women laughing is really terrifying.
Yeah.
It's properly, like, viscerally... There's something in you, just instinctively, that makes you want to run from that.
But cover.
Maybe it's to protect.
Yeah, they still work. It's extraordinary. They're really... Because there's kind of... They're not like stand-up, and they're not like plays, and they're not like... anything really, because they're written and they're 3-week rehearsal period, and they're kind of quite physically big. They have to have trucks, and they have to, it's this one. I can tell you, because I know you won't come see it. So it starts with a shed on stage. So there's a shed, like a garden shed, and it's all nice music. Do 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 do. That one. The other TV show I'd like to do is Movement to Music. Whenever I hear that do do do, I want to be a crocus. Do you remember pretending to be a crocus, pushing through the ground? Anyway, forget that image. So you've got the shed, you've got the lovely pastoral music, and then suddenly there's some thunder and lightning, and smoke comes out of the shed, and the theme tune from Space Odyssey, that one, starts up, and the shed opens up like that, and the three of us walk out like space women. Yeah. Anyway, it's really good. And you'd be really impressed.
And that takes an hour and a half, and then you go, bye! Hope you enjoyed it.
It is really physical. It is kind of like a workout, really. It's a lot going on.
I talked to Virginia Ironside on a Meaning of Life show, and she does shows about she's slightly older, so they're more about old age, her shows. But there's yours
yes,
is
I've seen one of her shows. I've seen one.
But it's kind of that's interesting because it's an increasing audience.
There's a market, yeah.
There's a massive audience, and they're people who still go to the theatre, and people who have disposable income. So it's like a big.
And also, we do a pizza offer, and that gets them out. With the Pizza Express, you get a ticket to the show and half-price pizza. Yeah. Come on down, girls.
You can get that all the time at Pizza Express. You really can. I can't remember the last time I went to Pizza Express and didn't get half-price pizza. I think Pizza Express have just very gradually moved their prices so that it's cost double. And so they go, it's half price now. Very good though. I fancy a Pizza Express now you mentioned that.
Can't eat pizza.
Can you not eat pizza?
I'm massively allergic to tomatoes.
Are you? That is weird because Adam Buxton, who we had on last week, who didn't talk about this last week, but the last time was here, doesn't eat cheese.
Not at all.
No. So if he goes for a pizza, he just has some dough with some
we
tomato
could maybe
on it.
share
the two
a pizza,
of you,
but it'll get very messy. We'll have claw off the tomato, and he'd have to lift. Yeah, it would
What?
be a
Just
mess.
tomatoes? That's an unusual. Are you allergic or just don't like them?
Massively allergic.
What happens if you eat a tomato?
My mouth.
Who's got a tomato?
Don't throw any. My mouth blisters up. I get tiny, painful mouth ulcers.
But you're working the worst job for that.
Yes, I know. That's why I
Because people
can't.
throw tomatoes at us. They don't like us.
I'm not that old. I don't belong to Shakespearean stand-up comedy days. I think they should... Well, no, I don't think they should bring it back, actually.
Yeah,
but it's quite funny. The idea of having squashed tomatoes and cabbage leaves thrown
Don't
at
give
you.
them any ideas. They'll be back next week throwing stuff at me. There's been flies in here. We've already have enough of that. That's terrible, being allergic to tomatoes. I must have known that before.
Yeah, it's it makes my life very difficult.
Yeah.
Is this the bit where I start to cry?
Yeah, if you're like, it's pretty weak compared to some of the confessions I've had. Yeah, sometimes I get blistered mouth if I eat a tomato, but I just generally don't eat a tomato. And then Then it's fine. Any other of the tomato family that will make
So I
that
don't
happen?
do strawberries either.
Really?
I don't do much red stuff. I know. Anyway, listen, even I'm bored of that now.
I'm not. I find that fascinating. I've learned something very interesting about you. We did share a flat in the 1990s a lot in Edinburgh.
Yeah.
Every year, we more or less.
Yeah, you wore the same dressing gown.
I did. I always. It's not the same one I've got now, but I like having a dress.
There was a toweling one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. It was blue one. That one, I think. Yeah.
Oh, yes, that had
Didn't
seen
like that?
better days. I don't think it had actually seen any better days, actually. It was kind of a dank dressing gown of despair.
Glad you remember it. I had forgotten that I didn't know. I was so prepared that I took a dressing gown up to Edinburgh in those days. I always do now. I spend most of my days sitting around in the flat.
Oh, yeah, I know. Actually, I have to say that I did Edinburgh last year, and the flat was so high up, I had to really think about going out. You know when there's too many stairs and these big tenement blocks in Edinburgh, and you just think, well, I could go out. And you think, oh, I can't be arsed with those stairs on the way back. So I only went out once a day, really, to gig. So I used to listen to your podcasts. Oh. And it was a bit like having a cat. A sort of cyber cat.
Yeah.
Because it was quite comforting. Yeah. And I sort of was very lonely.
Oh.
I was terribly lonely and
We'd have
very
come round
hungry,
to you.
but couldn't be asked to do the stairs. So I just used to lie weakly on this bed. Weak. And listen to your podcast.
Can you believe all that time? I can't. It just seems to me like the 1990s was so. That doesn't seem like 20 years. We'd have been sharing a flat 20 years ago.
20 years ago, I know. You never made a single pass.
I know.
Everyone used to scratch. I was very pretty in those days. Well, that.
I think the shock is because you're still very pretty now. So that is why.
Well, I went through a phase. I went through a phase, and I was quite attractive. And you'd have thought they'd have all been scratching at my door, begging to come in, but no. But it was nice. There was some nice moments. It was nice. It was
fun.
really nice.
It was fun, but I can't believe it just feels Dundas Street we lived in. That was
Dundas,
nice. That
yeah.
was the first one, very nice. Just time passes very quickly. That's all I'm saying. Now, your little daughter used to come and see us. Now she's 24 years old, is she?
She used to make a leaflet. And I used to make a leaflet for me as well. Stick things. She was so short, and I used to give her blue tack and my posters, and she was so short they'd end up on lampposts, really short, low down. So dogs would be pissing on my face. I think that was her revenge. She's a writer now.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a playwright.
Incredible.
And she's got an agent.
She really looks like you, because I was going to talk about this, but there's loads of photos of you from the early days, because you were doing stand-up in the alternative comedy in the 1980s.
I invented it, love.
You did invent it. But she looks very like you, very, very similar, which is lovely. But actually, there's quite a lot of people have died, haven't they, recently from those early days?
Yeah.
And so again, gives you an idea of the kind of passage of time. But you were there doing punk poetry, like in the 1980s, in the Tunnel Club and places like that.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, there was such a I had such a horrible time. I was about 22 when I started doing punk poetry, because I was desperate to be an actress, and nobody would take me seriously.
Our feeder's aim pet.
Yeah, I know.
Beg to differ.
And I used to do the really, really rough clubs. And there was the Tunnel Club was particularly awful. And there was a flyover. You used to have to walk over this flyover. And the old man, I'd been with the same bloke for 30 years, over 30 years now. We spent Valentine's night installing a new dishwasher.
That's nice.
That was nearly, honestly, that was the closest I think we've come to breaking up. Really, you know. And he was so out of puff doing this dishwasher. I thought, how unattractive. I had to go and lie down on the sofa, and I had to bring him a lime cordial while he got his breath
It's
back.
very nice that I got a new dishwasher recently, and I got John Lewis to put it in for me. You could have
Did
done
they
that.
do it for
yeah.
you?
And you have to pay them, but it's going to do it for you.
And we did it
Should've done
ourselves.
that.
It was
It's
miserable.
too complicated.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So, yes, Jeff used to give me a lift to this walkover, and I used to look at the traffic below and think I could jump off this bridge and put an end to this now. It was really, really scary. It was scary times.
I mean, it was a much more variety. Chris Luby, who has recently died, was doing...
Machine gun
machine gun, well, and airplanes.
Yeah, and fly passes,
bypasses, yeah.
those sort of things. And
Yeah.
now Murray started.
Yeah.
Where he had a very strange act where didn't he pretend to be a serial killer
Yeah.
with a machine gun?
Yeah.
And then he put a body in the boot.
Yes.
And I remember watching that, thinking this is quite dark. It was a relief when you did the pub landlord. It really was. God. So yeah, there was a hugely that people were, and I think that's come back, and that it's good. I think that there's a lot of different comedy around at the moment, and what's more healthy is that I think audiences have a lot more imagination. Maybe it's because they're more open to stuff.
Yeah.
There's more choice and there's more venues, so people who don't want to see mainstream comedy don't have to go and see it. You know, you just go, well, I'm not going there. Look at the kind of people that go there. You know, I wouldn't. But back then you were forced into doing those places because there weren't.
Yeah. So someone like the Tunnel Club, when you came on, which was notoriously the hecklers were there ready to eat up everybody who came on stage. So a young woman comes on and starts doing punk poetry.
Yeah.
Did they enjoy that, or
Well,
did they give you a hard time?
used to go so loud and so fast and do so much swearing that they couldn't get in. That was my sort of defence mechanism. So all this sort of, you know, the hardest woman in comedy was actually because I was a snivelling coward and didn't want them shouting at me. So I was just there going, fuck this, fuck that, fuck everything, fuck and fuck. Hey!
Nothing's changed, really.
No, there was one that went, oh dear, agony auntie, I have a discharge in my panties. It's not VD, I'm sure of that. I've never had trouble before with my twat. I was 22, nothing has changed. Oh dear.
Yeah, so do you get... yeah. There's always the well-timed pause.
Oh, you
often
turned
says
into
more...
You turned into your headmaster father then.
I did a little bit. Yes, very good. Well done. Thanks. And what was it? Was it harder for women then than it is now, or is it harder now for women to do
It's
stand-up?
harder for me now. I don't know. I suppose it's different for everybody, but I think genuinely that the door is more open now for women, and I think that women in comedy are much more welcoming of other women in. I think that, and this sounds and I was as guilty of it as anybody, but I think we were very precious, and I think that if you, as a woman, you got in anywhere, you wanted to close the door behind you, close the door, don't let anyone else through, don't let any of the other bitches in. And I think that genuinely was a kind of, again, a defence thing, because there wasn't that much work, and it was kind of, you didn't want to share it. And I think that women comics now are just so much more generous with each other and a lot more supportive, and actually, you know, they have this network friendship that is very healthy, and I sort of sniff around the edges of it, and I'm very, very happy when I'm invited in. I feel really kind of privileged because that didn't happen to me from when I was starting out. Not really. I mean, it fits in spurts, but we didn't really see each other enough, and there wasn't the social networking, so you'd go months without seeing another female comic because they never had two on a bill. You know, that would be madness. So it's changed, and I think it's changing for the better, and it's interesting to watch.
And so with all the panel shows, that's what everyone's going on about now. And so,
still waiting for a phone call, and I beef on about it. I've been very indiscreet. And the worst one, I'll tell you this anecdote, then I've got to get the 176 plus. Okay. So they were talking about women doing panel shows and comedy shows on Woman's Hour. Well, I was in my house, and I thought, well, yes, they're talking about this, and I know about this, I'm going to join in. And I tweeted Woman's Hour, and I said, it was a female producer was on saying that she found it very difficult to recruit women comics to do Have I Got News for You? And she was going on about how many women said no. So I tweeted in, and Jane Garvey, who presents Woman's Hour, read my tweet out, and I was listening to the radio at the time, and all of a sudden my tweet was read out, and I blushed. I felt myself just... I was in my daughter's bedroom. I wasn't trying to find her diary. I might have been. And I was like in a pool of my own embarrassment as they read out my tweet, which is basically saying, well, I've been in comedy for 30 years now. I've never been invited on to Have I Got News for You? So anyway, this female producer... she sort of went for a bit, and then she said this thing which actually was very to the point. She said, well, the thing is about Jenny Eclair, she's not really everybody's cup of tea. I am listening at home. I'm unemployed. Well, not unemployed, because you can never be unemployed if you're freelance. That's the great thing about being freelance. But I'd been sacked from Loose Women. I'm there and I'm thinking, well, what the fuck? And that was me told. And sometimes that is the truth. Sometimes people don't like you. Sometimes
Well, they've had
commissioning
Nigel
editors-
Farage on it. They've had that other fucking idiot
That's-
from UKIP on it.
That's
No one
what
likes
I
them.
know. Less popular than Nigel Farage. That's next year's Edinburgh poster.
But it is ridiculous. The lovely thing when you do stuff, we've done Just a Minute together, and last time I was on Just a Minute, I didn't even strike me at the time, but there was more than one woman, which is obviously quite Sheila Hancock and Josie Lawrence, and it didn't even strike me. It's just but it's so lovely actually to have that vibe in a room, because it's not loads of men being competitive.
And I think it actually makes the men relax. I think the men go, oh, phew. Two really unfunny women. I won't have to try very hard. No, I don't think that. I think actually everyone goes, oh, this will be a bit of a laugh. Yeah. And I think when I now see a television programme, a panel show, and there aren't any women on it, I won't watch it. And I don't watch the ones that I've not been invited onto. I don't know why. I think I can talk about panel games. I don't watch any of them. So it is changing. It is getting better, and
I mean, there are absolutely so many. Once you list all the women who could be on panel shows, it's ridiculous, because there are so many fantastic women who would be able to do that. And it's not everyone's cup of tea. I mean, I don't think I wouldn't do Mock the Week, because I don't think I'd be very good on Mock the Week.
I'd be rubbish.
But there are lots of women who would be good on Mock the Week if they were allowed to go on it.
Yeah.
We'll be interested to see whether they are. But we'll see.
It is going to be interesting to see whether they stick to that promise, and whether, I mean, the most important thing is that, it isn't tokenism, that they don't mean women as in, some female pop star or weather girl or whatever. It should be a really good female comic.
Yeah.
So not me.
And not me, unless I'm prepared to make that ultimate sacrifice for my career. It might be the only way on. It's been lovely to talk to you. Thanks so much for coming in.
It's been lovely as ever. Thank
Ladies
you very
and gentlemen,
much.
Jenny Eclair!
Hooray!
Thank you. We're back next week with Robert Llewellyn and another person to be announced.
Steve Coogan!
Thanks, not Steve Coogan. See you next time. Thank you. Goodbye.
How'd you like them sky potatoes?